Tonight on Evening Magazine.
Traveling along with David Cassidy on a bus. I have done this before.
David Cassidy and Danny Bonaduce together once again.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ray Murray.
I'm Pat Shiraki. If you grew up in the 70s, you heard the Partridge Family put out its call to the world to come on and get happy. David Cassidy was the heartthrob Keith Partridge, and Danny Bonaduce was his red-haired younger brother.
Well, the stories and the singing made for perfect television, but the tragedies of real life plagued both men until now, when their TV brotherhood has launched a new partnership and perhaps new careers.
Some people love me, some people hate me, and that is, the story of my life.
The story of Danny Bonaduce's life reads like a grade B paperback. And if a book were to be written, the chapters would be titled Ex-Child Star, Radio Disc Jockey, and Now Stand-Up Comedian. And in between, the pages would tell of drug abuse, job firings, and brushes with the law.
I have no chemicals left in this body, none.
It's not true. Certainly the allegations, the way they read, are not true.
I told you after 85 that I was clean, and I was lying. I don't think I've ever been involved in anything evil. I just haven't the vaguest idea why I'm constantly in some sort of trouble. And it's a drag, too. I mean, it's not fun. You gotta dig that. I mean, 28 days in rehab wasn't fun. I mean, collectively, I must have spent $100,000 on lawyers, and, whether you actually go to jail, to get to court, you spend at least a night in the place. I'm just, it's not a fun thing to do.
This is very cool. News cameras. Are you guys with the news? Oh, they totally don't care if I'm funny. They just want to be here in case I jump off the stage and beat the out of somebody.
Bonaduce's most recent battle took place in Arizona, where he was working as a DJ. In his latest escapade with the law, he was arrested after a fight with a transvestite prostitute.
I was leaving the store, and I don't want to belabor it. She was, or he was, laying out on the sidewalk in front of my house, and I don't know if it was like a ruse to mug someone or something, because when I went to help this, what seemed to be a lady up, it just got violent like that, and he lost.
Rumors had hit the airwaves that Bonaduce was actually trying to pick up the prostitute, but he denied the allegations and made sure the court knew that wasn't the case.
I said to the judge pretty much what I said to you, that it didn't, that doesn't sound that far-fetched to me. I understand it, and I want you to know if I went out to pick up a woman and it turned out to be a man, I think, well, if I went to the store to buy a roast and it turned out to be dog, I'd smack the butcher. And he just hated me right then and there. He made it real clear he didn't like me at all.
Dude, you look just like my probation officer. I swear to God. Wow. It is? All right, where's your glass? I'll fill it.
While Danny can now joke about the situation, the judge wasn't laughing too hard. He sentenced the ex-child star to 3 years of probation and 750 hours of community service. It cost Bonaduce $50,000 in legal fees, his DJ job, and $5,000 to fix the transvestite's nose.
I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, I wish I could have defended myself to a lesser degree. I'm really sorry this guy got his nose broken, but, I'm paying a huge amount of money for reconstructive surgery. By the time I'm done paying, this guy's going to look like Liza Minnelli. So, I mean, I feel, I don't have any great remorse over this.
Ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've been waiting for, David Cassidy!
Recently, Bonaduce caught a break. Friend and fictional TV Big Brother David Cassidy asked Bonaduce to be the opening act of his 1991 comeback tour. While the two played Keith and Danny Partridge in the early 70s, the big brother-little brother relationship never developed until Danny started getting into trouble.
I just knew enough about him to know that he needed someone to reach out to him, and I called him and said, if there's anything I can do for you, let me know. I'm here for you. Play as loud as you're gonna play.
This is Cassidy's first U.S. tour in 15 years. The 41-year-old singer-actor who starred in the 70s sitcom still has the boyish looks that made him a teen idol. But it was being a teen idol and the lifestyle that came with it that forced Cassidy to leave the business 17 years ago.
It was a completely different time, and hysteria and all that madness around it. And, you know, it was impossible for me to carry on. So, in order to distance myself from that, I needed to stop. And I always said I'll never be a nostalgia act. And then when I developed a musical present again and my own identity in 1990, it made it possible for me to go out and play again live.
Cassidy's act consists of a mix of his new tunes and old songs played with a different power and energy. He insists that his act is the cutting edge of pop, and nostalgia is not the reason he hired Bonaduce.
I think he's very funny. I think he's truly gifted, and if he works at his craft, I think he could be very successful.
Cassidy's recent top 20 hit, Lying to Myself, has given his career a second life. And bringing Bonaduce along as the opening act has given Danny a legitimate shot at becoming a successful stand-up comedian. Later this month, Bonaduce will perform as a headliner for the first time, and he knows it wouldn't have been possible without Cassidy's help.
He certainly has been a moral support through a lot of things with me. Yeah, David is, I hold David in high esteem. I think he's a great guy, and he's been through a lot as well, and he just seemed to know a lot of the right answers, a lot of the right things to say at the right time. He's been a real help to me.
Danny Bonaduce's success really is in his own hands. He's built followings before and then single-handedly dismantled them. He says he doesn't blame TV for his problems and is very grateful for a TV brother who threw him a lifeline.
Feel your touch again. I've been used to it. Hearts will break, they just bend. I'll come bouncing back. You barely left a scratch on me. You were nothing but a little plaything.